Hi, Lynn from Lynn's Garden here in Port Orchard, Washington. And we were hot today. My digital thermometer that I moved out to the fire pit in the direct sun said 123. Now whether that was true or not, I don't know, but that one said 123, and then I have another one up in the shade over there by the back window, and that was reading lower. That was reading about 115. But one was in the sun, one was in the shade. So there you have it. Came out and did some watering tonight, and my jasmine is smelling nice and sweet. I have a Confederate jasmine on these two posts, and then I have a white jasmine, which the Confederate I believe is yellow, and then I have a white jasmine on the back two posts, and they both just smell amazing. But because we're supposed to have another 2 days, we've already had 2 or 3 of really bad high temperatures. I figured I'd come out tonight and see if I could take some photos or do a walk around so that you could see the pretty flowers before they die off. This is a tall phlox, and this was all wilted down today, so I gave it a good amount of water, and it seems to be coming back a little bit tonight. But they will go to seed very quickly in these hot temperatures. Just not used to it. And I deadheaded my daisies yesterday. There's some more tall phlox over there. My yellow potentilla, which is seeding up fast. And I've got a purple hydrangea here, which is just a deep, deep purple. Unbelievably deep purple. Isn't that gorgeous? And lots of ginger mint over there. And little mini rose in a red. And that's doing very well this year. That's got a bunch of blossoms coming on it. So it's pretty happy right now. And when I'm straddling here in the garden, I've got a red hydrangea that my son gave me for, it was Mother's Day, either Mother's Day or my birthday. And it really got torn up terribly by slugs, I think. But it's got all brand new leaves coming that things are leaving alone, which is good. And that'll be red. And it seems to have stayed red. And over here, this is a midnight marvel hibiscus. And that was just a little piece of a leaf that got torn off but it got torn off at a growth center when we got in the big one. And so I put it in water and let it root, and it has really, really gone crazy since I put it in the ground. So I got 2 for the price of 1, although I didn't pay for them, Chandra did. And that's my little bird bath that was in the fountain that broke, and I planted stuff in. Got some creeping jennies, some pansies, and I had some sedum, but the sedum doesn't look like it took. I'll have to plant that again. which is unusual because sedum usually takes all the time. And as I said, I deadheaded my daisies yesterday, so they're looking pretty. Or at least better than they were. And as we walk over here, got a whole bunch of hollyhocks in the red and yellow. I also deadheaded my my dianthus, so I've got a lot of that drying because I want to put that probably all along the walkway next year and just pop it in different places. But as you can see, I just watered. Got some water droplets on the flowers. And oddly enough, and I read about this and it is true, my red and yellow hollyhocks had a baby last year. First time they've ever self-seeded. And actually it was the year before they had the baby. Anyway, this one down here, lower on the path, came in white. So I'm anxious to see if it's going to be white again. It has more of a pom-pom blossom to it, and it was really, really pretty last year. So we'll see what happens. And I still have over there, and this is a first this year, my lupin. Normally, I get one bloom out of my lupins. And this year, it's been continuous. I've just been cutting off the blooms, and it just keeps re-blooming. So I don't know. It's basically in a shady area, so maybe that is fooling it or something. But quite interesting. Things are not doing what they usually do. So it's really hard to tell. And then this morning early, I got up and I cleaned the filter and flushed the fountain, so everything's nice and clean, or at least clean for a few days. My fish are loving it. You can actually see them. Just fed them, so they're swimming it off, I guess. And these are my pickerel weed, and the flowers close up at night. So you're seeing the nighttime version of them. And my water hyacinths are propagating. They kind of grow on a stalk or an arm that comes out of the main plant, and then you just break the babies off and they float free. So those are doing very well. My blue hydrangea and the red roses back there. And I just gave all of those some fish fertilizer. And then this hydrangea is always a fascination to me. This one blooms in different colors. It's got kind of a pinkish purple, a deep purple. They come out white. Some of them stay pink and white. So it does it every year. So probably tomorrow I'll give that some fertilizer as well. And then I've got a bunch of mint coming up around my girl. And one last lily. But so far, it seems like everything is holding. Things are going past a little bit faster than usual. And over here is a yellow rose that I just butchered. I didn't want it quite so tall. It was like 8-9 feet tall, reaching for the sky. And I cut off the big stalk, and but I wait until I can see new growth coming up. When they start shooting up from the bottom like that, I know it's okay to cut the big ones. So this is doing well. It's sending up new shoots, and what is on there right now is blossoming, which is a lot better controllable height. I'm only 5 feet. And my hostas against my shed that I divided last year don't even look like I divided them, so I'm going to have to do that once again. And this time I'm going to really divide them. Last year I kind of did it gingerly. This year, And in here I have my white rose that is springing up from when I cut it back. Whoops. Which is really good, except that I've got an Essex square obelisk coming, and I'm just going to fit it right over the top of it, and hopefully that will contain it a little bit, and it can flow over the sides. And then I've got my pink rose behind that on a trellis, which is going to be cut down once again. I do that one every year, and every year it just comes up unbelievably. And I don't know when we're going to be getting too dark to see these. More daisies that I deadheaded yesterday. And Chandra tells me that our Wi-Fi booster is on the way, so hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to get rid of the cord that runs to the shed and the ladder on the side of the shed. And over here, this is the Midnight, I guess it's Midnight Magic, or Midnight Majesty, or something like that, hibiscus. And this is where the leaf broke off of when this one came in. So I will have 2 plants of it. And there's a tree ivy back there up against the phlox. A fuchsia that is the blooms have died down and they're coming back again. And I've got a bunch of different colored snapdragons that for some reason they are more of a wild flower, and they like to come up between the bricks. They're not very well behaved. So I just let them come. It just gives a little extra pretty to the area. And I've got some kind of orangey, whoops, there we go, kind of orangey ones that, well, they're just orange and a little tinge of red. There's a yellow one coming along in there. And then I've got the red. And those all self-seed. So wherever they come up, I leave them. I'm familiar enough with the leaves that I don't pull them. I know they're not weeds. And I sure am missing my big lavatera that used to fill this space, but as you can see, it's getting filled in little by little. And hopefully next year the hibiscus will take off like crazy and just fill up the space. And that should have some beautiful maroon type flowers to it. And gave my camellia some fertilizer just now too. Oh, we got a helicopter going over. Bellflowers are still hanging in here. This area stays more moist, I think, and the ones in the back have kind of petered out, but this one is doing well. And I'm letting it go to seed because I want it to propagate and give me some more. And these tall stalks are liatris or gayflower. And those will be a beautiful purple. I can't wait for those to come out because they stay out a long time. Got some more dianthus. And I'm debating whether to deadhead this one and save the seeds and try and grow it next year or just let it self-seed. And some more snapdragons in the red once again. Did not plant them. I originally planted them in a planter, I believe, and had them on the paver patio. And between the birds and the winds, they decided they were going to take off for places unknown. They like to travel. And here is my knockout rose. Which it's been so hot. Poor little thing. But it does well in the heat. Probably better than any of my others. And over here in the back corner, in the middle here, we have a pistache tree, not related to pistachios. But this should be more an umbrella shape, which will give this patio area more shade. Not a lot of shade, but because of the leaves are kind of, I don't know what you call them, dappled or all more fern-like. So it'll give us a dappled shade. And these are the amazing things. Chandra ordered banana trees. He wanted banana trees. I've watched shows on YouTube with people that have different trees and plants in their yard, and he saw somebody in the area that had banana trees, and he said, I want those. So we ordered them in. They came from North Carolina. The first ones took 13 days to get here, and pretty much came in dead. One of them did die. This one was the one that survived out of that. I babied it along. So that's one of the first ones that came in. Then, because they took so long to get here, the company sent him 2 free ones. So those are the 2 free ones, and they're doing very well. So we should have 3 banana trees if they make it through the winter. And I've been told to put hay over them and cut the stalks down to about 6 inches from the ground. So we'll see what happens. I will do my best. And this long thing coming out, which I still haven't gotten to prune yet, is that's a kiwi plant. And planted them on the back fence, figuring I might get some kiwis. There's a male and a female back there. I don't know which is which, but they said in 5 years they would reproduce or produce fruit. And this is their 5th year, and I didn't see any fruit this year, but it looks like next year, maybe. And I also have a nice blackberry coming through the fence, which I'm going to have to get after. I processed some rhubarb yesterday because I make strawberry rhubarb pepper jam. And so that's all ready to go and sitting in the refrigerator. But it's been too hot to do anything inside. I don't want to heat up the stove and heat up the house. Once again, from the company in North Carolina, got in 4 strawberry plants. Only 1 survived. That was in that load of stuff that took 13 days to get here. Got some daylilies back here. And those are just all blossoming up again. So I got to come out and deadhead them again and get some more blossoms going. And this is not looking too well. It doesn't like the heat. I might have to move it. And this is, it's a Rose of Sharon. It's a blue chiffon. And I'm going to let everybody go now because my neighbor is talking to me. This is a pinnacle hydrangea, and that's about ready to burst. I'll be with you in a minute. And down here we have more red roses, which are the everbloom type, and my blue hydrangea. And I think it's getting too dark now because I just had one of my lights come on. And the path is lighted so that I can travel it at night. And so Lizette can travel it at night. She loves traveling the path. And I'll end with my dinner plate roses. And this one I've got to chop back because it's going all over the place. Okay, over and out from Lynn's garden in Port Orchard, Washington. Bye now.